welcome back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we're here to talk about the movie No Time to Die. It is the newest and also the 25th entry in the long-running James Bond series that concludes Daniel Craig's run as the titular character of 007. Ever since the movie's announcement, it seems like it's been forever since we've been eagerly awaiting for this movie to release in theaters. It's been delayed for maybe 3 times now? Either way, I'm most excited to finally be able to see this movie and talk about it with all of you. The movie story follows James Bond, who has left active service and is enjoying a tranquil life in Jamaica. His peace is short-lived when his old friend Felix from the CIA turns up asking for help. The mission to rescue a kidnapped scientist turns out to be far more treacherous than expected, leading Bond onto the trail of a mysterious villain armed with dangerous new technology. Give me a minute. This movie, I was not ready for any of that. As a coda to the symphony of the Daniel Craig era James Bond films, it's a bittersweet ending. I'll leave it at that. Daniel Craig has always been my second favorite to play the titular character, right under Sean Connery, respectively so. To see Daniel's well-marinated interpretation come and go, you absolutely hate to see it happen. He was so good in the role of James Bond. Then again, all good things must end, unfortunately. This movie was such an intoxicating, grandiose experience like none other. To be able to finally see this on a big screen with unmatchable audio quality, it brought so much joy upon me. Throughout the whole film, I had a complete blast just being transfixed by everything the movie had to offer. The many action scenes were absolutely breathtakingly stunning. The acting and also the storytelling were top-notch as well. There is one thing about the movie that doesn't sit well with me, but we'll get back to that later. As the longest-running James Bond film to date, with a whopping runtime of 2 hours and 43 minutes, this movie covers a lot of ground. To be honest, I lost any sense of longevity with the film's runtime because the movie was just that great. I was wholeheartedly glued to the screen, so I have no complaints as far as that goes. The many action scenes were spectacular and phenomenal to watch. They're not as physically enduring as much as the previous films, but they are still exhilarating fun. None of the action scenes outmatch any other because they're all jaw-dropping. And that's what I truly like about this movie, because they all complement each other to form this grand adventure in this behemoth of a film. To experience this movie at its best, it's highly recommended you see this on the biggest size screen possible. We may have returning actors from the previous films who are still just as great as before. There is an unsuspecting welcome addition, such as Ana de Armas, who brightens up the screen with her fun-filled performance as a sidekick character. She's not in the movie very long, but she definitely left an everlasting impression. I also really enjoyed Lashonna Lynch, who takes up the 007 mantle after James Bond retires from service. There's this running gag throughout the whole movie between her character and James Bond regarding the 007 title, which I thought was cleverly well done. Either way, she was fantastic. Now that we have come to the point where I bring back the part of the movie that didn't sit too well with me. All the film's characters were great and all, but the movie's antagonist, played by Rami Malek, was rather lackluster and very forgettable. It's not the actor's fault by any means, because Rami himself was awesome. I'm more or less talking about the character in a general sense. The many villains throughout the history of the James Bond movies have become an icon of their own making. In this film, however, I just didn't care too much about the bad guy this time around because he doesn't stand out from the crowd, which is rather unfortunate. Other than that, I have no further complaints about this wondrous movie. By the time the film is all said and done, it will definitely be interesting to see where the future of the James Bond movies will take us. I'm sure it will be quite some time until we get another 007 film. All I want to say is, thank you to Daniel Craig and the rest of the cast and crew members for your hard, devoted work and the adventures from these past few years. It's definitely been one heck of a run. Overall, No Time to Die is a most exemplary finale to the Daniel Craig era James Bond movies that ends on a satisfying, bittersweet note. While it may not be comparable to Casino Royale, this sequel is a worthy entry that definitely deserves the love and appreciation. Other than the forgettable antagonist, this is a truly splendid movie. I give this movie an A. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Keep up with my real reviews.